All right, y'all, we back. Let me just get comfortable real quick. All right, y'all. We hoodied up, man, and we are ready to rock and roll. So today, what I want to talk about really is just like some of the practical tools that you can use to transform how you lead creative teams. So when I think of creative teams, it's really not just about managing projects. It's really about building those environments where innovation becomes your natural outcome. So what we're going to do is we're going to explore how to move beyond like routine and create a space where like your groundbreaking ideas and out of the box thinking can thrive. So just imagine leading a team where like every challenge is going to be that opportunity, and every brainstorming session is going to be like your launch pad for innovation. That's what you want to be aiming for. You want to be aiming for success and outcomes at that level. But if you ask yourself, like, how do you equip yourself with these type of tools? Or how do we shift from ordinary to extraordinary? So in this video, we're going to explore two critical areas of creative leadership. And that's basically idea generation and collaboration. So we'll examine like practical techniques to spark innovative questions and transform brainstorming sessions into powerful strategic tools. So by the end of this, you should understand how to really unlock groundbreaking ideas through effective questioning, also foster collaborative environments that maximize creative output. You also want to be able to transform your team into a hub of innovation and breakthrough thinking. So this is not just a tutorial, this is a toolkit to empower your creative leadership. So we'll start with idea generation. And remember, there was a time where I was stuck. If you're ever facing a complex challenge or a communication breakdown that seemed hard as hell, you have to figure out how to push a strategy across and get that out. And if things aren't working because you're trying all the traditional methods and they're not cutting it, this is where you have to discover the power of question burst. So you want to gather a diverse group, including people who had no direct experience with any of your work or with any problems that you have, and lay out the challenge with detailed explanations. But keep it simple, high-level overviews. Then set a timer and generate as many questions as possible, and focus on open, short, and simple questions, moving from descriptive to speculative, right? So the energy in the room is probably going to be crazy because no one's going to be focused on answers, but they are going to be focused on the right questions. And you want to write down things as much as possible, like take notes, use Gemini, use a tool to capture that. So what you want to do is realize that question bursting is always about unlocking new perspectives by focusing on questions and not answers. Now for yourself, identifying challenges, that makes you the heartbeat of the entire conversation. But you got to reframe those challenges and then create that safe space. You got to have a space where people are able to ask questions openly, and then make sure they feel valued. Now, we'll talk about collaboration. So we all know that brainstorming is a big effort with a bunch of people, right? Or you can do it solo. We know the traditional brainstorming can be inefficient if it's not done right. Social loafing, social anxiety. So if you've ever needed to transform a brainstorming session into a strategic powerhouse, what you can do is implement a few key changes. And those changes are, first, you want to focus on question burst, not just answers. And set clear rules. Only questions, no answers. You also want to do emotional check-ins before and after to gauge like where the creative energy is at. Make sure that you have a very flexible and diverse group, because then you have different cognitive styles and different views. This is going to help bring surprising and compelling questions that you probably would never have thought of. So the second tool, or a tool that I like to recommend, is just strategic brainstorming through question bursts. That's going to help maximize collaboration. So again, the other piece that you want to do is set clear rules for your brainstorming sessions. Focus on questions and emotional check-ins. And then you want to see if you can train those around you to use question burst regularly. Get people to participate and create that creative friction in a good way. That's a good thing, right? I think creative friction is something we always need. Now, you also want to consider the impact because it could be profound. Because you're no longer just solving problems, you're actually innovating. That's the key. You're going to see problems in a new light. And then what happens is you get to a place where like you have a culture where questions are just valued and breakthroughs are going to be the norm. But it takes a while to get there and people are going to ask a lot of questions. Right? It's not just about the ideas and the questions though, it's really about the energy. You want people to be engaged, collaborative, and more creative. This is how things get cracking, right? And you drive innovation from the inside out. Now, like I said, you can do this too. And it's whether you're leading like a huge team or a small team, these tools can actually transform your creative leadership, but you have to embrace the power of questions. You have to foster collaborative brainstorming and then push that innovation with your team. So again, like I said, I want to keep these kind of short and brief, but if you're looking to become a creative catalyst, subscribe to the channel. Join the community. That's what we're about, that exclusive content, good tips, insights to help you unlock your innovation. And just remember that creative leadership isn't just about having good ideas. It's actually about creating an environment where good ideas flourish. Creative leadership is about empowering your team to create hard, good, creative questions and be collaborative, so you can drive creativity in the progress of all your projects. Like I said, I'm just kind of coming at y'all with some random thoughts, facts, maybe not facts, but just some random stuff. Hopefully this is helpful. Like I said, if you like this content and it's helping you and you're applying this to your work, apply. Subscribe to the channel. See, that's what I'm saying. I be so much into the work world, and this is just kind of coming here and there like I'm talking about apply to the job. No, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share it with somebody. All right, we'll catch you in the next one. Thank you.